Start your engines! Hey everyone, Angelo here with my 2005 Honda Civic EX. And this video is for Scotty Kilmer and Scotty Kilmer only. If you're not Scotty Kilmer, turn the video off. You're not supposed to watch it. People ask me, Angelo, what's wrong with the thing? I'll tell you, here's the 5 things wrong with this Honda Civic that I know of. Start with the start. We'll start the car. Now, most cars you start by turning the key in the ignition. On this one. I started having problems with this car when I was living in it, and I turned the key just into the on position to have the battery running to charge my phone. Doing that must have drained the battery on this thing. So I took it to a mechanic and they charged it for 2 hours. But I still had problems starting the car. My electrician friend, I call him the mad scientist, said that my starter was bad. So I got a new starter, but the car still didn't start right. So after a couple days of testing and diagnoses, he determined the best way to run the car is to just turn the key, put it in the on position, and hotwire the car from the starter to the positive battery terminal. I popped the hood here on this boulevard of broken dreams in the city of Lost Angels. Put the key into the ignition, put it into the on position, get my little wire here. I put this wire to the starter and this one to the positive battery terminal. Now that's just problem number 1. Number 2, look at that check engine light. I've had mechanics tell me the catalytic converter's out. Car won't pass inspection. And recently I just started having the airbag sensor light go off. I've already had a sensor like this once, so I had the seatbelt buckle replaced to fix it. Safety first. But this darn thing's still going off. What could be the problem? Number 4 is a real simple one, but it's a real pain in the butt. You see, I gotta pop open the hood to start the car every time. But because I'm using that hood latch so much, the hood latch came off. I tried super gluing it back on there, but the darn thing just doesn't work. So now I gotta pull on this thing real tight to open the hood. Did I mention I've been living in this car for 11 months now? That's right, I've been sleeping in this thing for 11 months. Hey, all you ladies who have dated me before, you made the right choice by jumping ship. And as you can tell, I don't think too carefully about the decisions I make before I do. Number 5, it's been giving me more problems than any of the other ones put together. Now, just so you know, I got this car certified pre-owned. Certified, whatever that means, from the car dealer with 59,000 miles on it. This car's run pretty great through just about everything I could throw at it. Rain, sleet, snow, humidity, but it's got an overheating issue. About 3 years ago, I started having overheating issues when I was stopping in the rain. At least that was my assumption. I've taken it to mechanics since. Almost nobody can find a problem. Oh, sure, I've had one say the thermostat's bad, put in a new thermostat, and 50 miles later, the car was still overheating. Got a new radiator cap. It's still overheating. One person said the radiator fan doesn't run. Another person said the radiator fan runs fine. The bottom line is, I've had this car to probably about 8 mechanics across the country. I drove it from Northern Virginia to Los Angeles. That's about 2,700 miles. It nearly didn't make it. I have had the head gasket replaced once, about 2 years ago. Car was losing power and pretty much dying on me. But since then, it's run pretty well. I still have this stubborn overheating problem. I looked at the car after I take long rides, and it looks like it's boiling out of the reservoir and splashing onto the air intake. It's mainly on long rides at high speeds. Yes, it's overheating, but I haven't had any telltale signs of head gasket cracks. There's no white exhaust, the radiator coolant doesn't bubble up when I start the car, and the cap's off the radiator. So Scott, what the heck am I gonna do? I live in this thing, I gotta keep it running. I'm basically broke. It's any consolation to you, Scotty, I just replaced the air filter. Car still runs reasonably well, but it hasn't stopped the overheating problem. Oh, and one last problem. A couple months ago, my trunk stopped closing. The trunk latch just wore away and it stopped locking up. So I went to a junkyard and I got a new trunk latch. And look how it works now. The trunk will close, but only if I close with a lot of pressure and really firmly. So Scotty, here's what I'm proposing. You're pretty handy with the camera as well as a mechanic's wrench. I'll drive to Houston, Texas if you can work on my car at minimal cost, and you can make a video about the whole thing. And I'll make a video about the whole thing. Good deal, right? Yeah, you're working on a car at minimal cost, but you make that money back on your video, plus you sell all those affiliate links in the description. If they are affiliate links. I'm pretty desperate to get this thing fixed before I keep going through more coolant like it's gasoline. So what do you say, Scotty? And only Scotty, if you think you can fix this car, why don't you show everybody what's wrong with it at the same time? You can email me at flyingovertroutam@gmail.com. A 0 instead of an O in the trout. Car's been pretty good to me for 10 years. I'd like to keep it for another 10 if I can, Scotty. Should I sleep in my car? I'm broke. I practically got no money. So if you never want to miss one of my new homeless in Los Angeles videos, remember to ring that bell.